Yes, Judy Greer is here.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
My favorite. You look lovely. I love your pantsuit. It's amazing.
Go on. Thank you. It is LACTAID blue. I don't know if you noticed.
Is that part of the sponsor, the deal?
No, it's just a happy coincidence.
You are here talking about LACTAID, right? And
yes,
recipes.
among other things, yes.
Well, we'll talk about a bunch of other things. We've got time right up there.
Yeah.
She sees the amount of time sweating immediately.
Immediately sweat.
How did you get involved with LACTAID? Are you lactose intolerant? Were you interested in helping create recipes?
I was noticing some issues, I'll say, to be discreet, and nobody wants to hear about that. I was noticing that, it wasn't as easy to eat for me.
Rumbles in the jungle.
Yes. Yeah, so there was that, and then I was at work one day, and there was LACTAID in the coffee, the catering truck, and so I put it in my coffee instead of milk, and I really liked it. I liked how it tasted, and I really liked that I didn't feel terrible after I had it, so that's kind of how I started drinking it, and I kind of heard about it in the back of my mind, but anyway, yeah, so I kind of started drinking it that way, and then they called last year about National Coffee Day and wanting to do a thing, and so I did, and then they called again about Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. So I said, yeah, I'd love to come back and talk about it again. And
we have LACTAID treats that are made by Milk Bar, essentially right here.
Yeah.
And talk to me about the recipes behind these.
Well, not to be like a total commercial, but the cool thing about LACTAID is you can use it just like regular milk. You don't have to do anything different when you're cooking with it. So if you're making anything romantic for your Valentine on Valentine's Day, you can just use LACTAID instead.
Can I ask you a question about Valentine's Day? You're married, right?
Totally married.
Oh, that was it. That was the question.
That's all the time we have, so sorry.
This is over. When, you've had a number of Valentine's Day with your husband, both pre-marriage and during marriage. Do you guys still do a big thing, or how do you guys take Valentine's Day?
No, I don't know, actually. I forget, I think last year, a girlfriend cooked dinner for for several couples, which was really fun, except she's single and then had two couples over. And then it was the end of the night and we were all leaving with our sweethearts, her apartment. And it was have a good night, I guess.
Don't choke, there's no one here to save you tonight.
I felt so bad for her. But I'm really cheap, and Valentine's Day is historically very expensive. You have to go out and you have to spend, they always charge more money for the same dishes at restaurants. So we don't usually do a dinner thing. But I asked him to cook dinner this year for me.
I asked because I've been told this year by my girlfriend, don't worry about it.
That's a lie. She's lying to you.
Thank you.
That's a lie.
She's a trap.
Yeah.
I just want to stay home and cook a nice meal. I'll cook. I was like,
She said she would cook?
She said she would cook.
How long have you been dating?
A couple years.
She's lying.
I think so too, right?
Yeah.
If you're here, you're lying. We know you're lying.
It sounds like I'm calling her a liar, but I do feel like I think that's married a few years. I've been married 4 years. I said, you can totally cook me dinner and we don't have to do presents. I am lying. I definitely want a present. In fact, specifically a pair of Miu Miu shoes I saw at Nordstrom last weekend, and if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about, that I really want in a size 39.
So how did you let him know about that? You're not for Valentine's Day, but I love these shoes.
I just fondled them a lot when we first walked into the Nordstrom at the Grove in LA, and I beelined to them, right? And so I'm holding them and touching them and looking at them, and I'm oh, they're so expensive, which they are insanely expensive. It's ridiculous, but still, I'm worth it. And then we shopped around, and then he decided he needed some new shirts, so we got him some new shirts, and then I said while he was paying, I'm gonna just look at the shoes again, and then when he came back, I was holding them again.
Clutching?
Yeah. I feel like that's
a sign?
A sign. And then I mentioned them recently twice. Can
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why not just say, I want these for Valentine's Day?
It's a test.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, it's a test. 100% test.
Because I have been like this when it comes to birthday presents and Christmas presents. I've been like, just go to the record store, tell them what I like.
You need Sam.
And they'll recommend something for you, and I'll be so happy because it'll seem like you picked something new out for me.
Yes.
She's like, no, you told me to do that. I'm not going to do that.
I do that.
Really?
So my husband has a very close friend named Sam, and Sam knows every record that my husband wants, specifically records. Like, he knows because they're in a record club together. So
I would love a record club.
Okay, you can totally come to record club.
Please.
It's in Los Angeles, a little bit of a commute, but
Skype.
they should Skype you in. So they have this record club, and so they all like geek out on vinyl, and they bring their records, and they like each. It's a really cute sort of setup. They have a theme, and then they play one half of a side of a record, and then they have a lightning round where you can play one song. So, and they order pizza and drink beer.
This is amazing.
I know, right?
This is like the fantasy football thing that for me, because I could never attend a fantasy football
You should start your own
thing.
record club.
Oh
But
my God.
so Sam is in the record club, and he always knows what record my husband wants, so I can call Sam. And even though my husband is like, oh, did you email Sam or call Sam, he's still happy that I did it, because he's not getting like, you know, a record that I would like, or for specifically a crappy pressing, because, you know, it's all about like the pressing and 180 grams and like the whole thing, and like the Japanese pressing of the Beatles album. It's like, you know, there's like a whole, Japanese pressings are the pressings that you want, apparently. That's where it's at. So if you know any vinyl lovers in your life and you want to surprise them for Valentine's Day.
Recently got a David Bowie Heroes Japanese pressing. Just gonna say that.
I mean, what'd that run you, by the way? I'm curious. What'd that run you?
That was only like $40.
Damn.
Yeah, eBay.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Is it a reputable seller?
I don't think so.
Because,
in fact, I
okay.
don't think it's actually what it said it was.
Because Sam like knows. Because I've found records, and I'm like, Sam, is this? And he's like, don't buy it from that Russian guy. I've bought records from him before. Yeah, like seriously. So it's like a whole thing. But anyway, that is easy, and mine is fully a test. And we went to the Super Bowl party, and I didn't have any good shoes to wear with the jeans that I wanted to wear, so I went to Marshall's, and I bought myself some like substitute shoes. And I was like, oh, if only I those little blue sandals that I was clutching.
Do you hint to a point where he goes, yeah, I get it. You'll get them on Sunday.
No, I haven't yet. I'm getting close, though. I'm getting close.
And if he doesn't pass the test, what's the general?
I guess then we'll just have to go, and he'll have to buy them for me in person. But like today I said like that I might go shopping later before dinner, because I'm only in New York for a day, and he was like, why don't you go buy yourself something for Valentine's Day from me? And I was like, no.
Here's some money, kid. Go get yourself something nice.
Yeah, that doesn't work with me.
You are directing it right now, or have you already directed?
We start production in a month.
This is incredible.
It is incredible.
It's also called something incredible. What is it called again?
It's called A Happening of Monumental Proportions.
And what is this, a film or a TV project?
It's a movie.
You're directing a movie.
It's an independent film. It is my directorial debut. I did do. Thank you.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Girl boss. Yeah, man.
Incredible.
Thank you. I directed actually for AOL, I directed a short documentary for AOL. It was about transcendental meditation in inner city school in Los Angeles. You can see that if you like Google Judy Greer transcendental. Not Google. I'm sorry. AOL. What is it? Wait. Did I say the wrong thing?
You got to use Google to get to the
Don't
AOL.
use Google.
Okay.
Just go to AOL. It's on YouTube. I know that, so I find it. Wait, I just did it again. I'm the worst. So anyway, I did that. But yeah, this is like the real deal.
This is scripted. This is
totally scripted.
Written by you, or
no? It's written by a really talented young writer named Gary Lundy. And it's a really funny, kind of dark comedy. Well, a funny comedy. That's a dumb thing to say. Never saying that again, because a comedy should be funny.
What are you most nervous about going into directing a feature film?
What am I going to wear to set? I'm so used to having people dress me when I go to work That's a joke. I'm really nervous.
Steven Spielberg style baseball cap and like.
I mean, obviously, I'm getting a baseball cap, a pink one though. I'm really nervous. I mean, if I'm just being super honest, I'm nervous about like how like to put words to the ideas in my head, like communicating my idea to my crew and to the actors, and making sure it's like clear and concise, and that we make our days, which in the film world means that you get all your scenes shot in the day that you want to, because that's a big problem, especially in independent film where your budget is low and you really have like a very aggressive shooting schedule. So those are things I'm nervous about, and it's really boring and no one's laughing anymore, but that's the truth.
No, but the communication thing is kind of one of the most important parts, because at the end of the day, if something wasn't shot properly or if someone wasn't doing the thing that you had envisioned, you have to go back and think to yourself, is that because they don't know how to do it or execute what I'm telling them, or did I not tell it to them in the best way possible? What am I doing wrong, or are they doing something wrong? How do we come together?
100%. And as an actor, I can blame everyone. I have like a whole bunch of people I can blame for a bad movie, bad performance on my part. But like as a director, you are the boss and the team leader, and so I'm excited about the challenge. But yeah, that does make me nervous, and so I keep asking directors I worked with, like, hey, do you have any advice for me? And they're like, make sure you're a really good communicator and you're really clear about what you want. So that's what I'm going to work on.
And how did the script come your way?
My manager, the screenwriter was at my management company, and it was a script that he'd written a long time before, several years ago, and it had sold once, and then he got it back. And then what happens is, like, when you sell a script, I don't know if everyone knows, like they option it, so they buy it for a chunk of time, and when that time runs out, sometimes the writer can get it back, sometimes they can't, but in this case the writer did get it back, and so then it was sort of like floating a little bit. My manager found it and sent it to me, and I loved it, and so we decided to see if we could get a producer attached, which we did, which is Depth of Field, the Weitz Brothers company. They made Grandma. I saw a picture of Lily Tomlin and Sam Elliott back here, so I know you talked to them, and so...
and Mozart in the Jungle, I think.
They do Mozart in the Jungle, of course, and so they are producing it, and then, it's an exciting, can be a very long process. Thankfully, this one wasn't, but...
When you brought it to them, were you already attaching yourself as the director when you looked for the producer? And how did they respond to that, a first-time feature director on this project? Were they gung-ho right away?
They were really supportive. They immediately said, yeah, we're really excited about doing this with you. I've worked on several projects with them. I've known them for years now, so it wasn't like I kind of came out of nowhere begging. They knew that I wasn't a crazy person, or that I'm crazy in the right way, so.
I think there's a lot of people who are known to be associated with movies or television projects that you've been involved with, be it Arrested Development, Archer, or Jason Reitman films. Are we going to see in your directorial debut some of these people kind of appear, like maybe John Benjamin or Will Arnett or Jason Bateman? Or?
Oh my gosh, well, I would love that. I would love all those people to be in my movie. They all passed.
As I was saying names, if none of those people are in the movie, you're just gonna have to go.
Yeah, nope, none of them wanted to do it, but thank you for that.
I'm
so
sorry.
Thank you. No, I'm kidding. I don't want any of them in my movie. No, I'm just kidding too.
Back to these chocolate truffles.
They're so good. LACTAID truffles, so good. What was your question about asking people?
I think that.
Jason Reitman. I will tell you that Jason Reitman, while he's not going to be in my movie, I've been asking a lot of advice from him. So if it turns out great, which I hope it does, it's because of the great advice that he gave me. And if it turns out crappy, then that's because I didn't take his awesome advice. He's been really, really helpful. And then Paul Weitz directs great films and has for years. And so having his opinion and his leadership, and he's been guiding me. It's been really great. I'm really lucky that I have this great group of people producing, but then also I have made good relationships in my past that I can call upon.
Was directing something that was always in the cards for you? What pushed you towards it?
Well, I've always wanted to direct, and it just seemed it seemed fun. I kind of wanted to have more power, more control. Yeah, I did. So I really exhausted. I feel like sitting on set, I was getting a little bit more interested in what was going on at the monitor. And so everything in my career thus far, thankfully, has really, it all kind of happened super organically. So I read the script and I really liked it, and oh, that'd be cool. I'd like to direct that. I have a really cool take on it, I think. And then, one thing led to another, and it all kind of happened pretty easily, knock on wood, at this point. So yes, it had been something I've been circling for a while, the idea of directing, but it's a very large time commitment, and so you have to really find something, if you want to direct, that you care so much about, that you don't mind that you make $0 doing it, and you
also kind of take yourself out of the game, out of the mix for a little bit.
I mean, I've like passed on a lot of jobs to do it, and but it's going to be great. I'm going to learn so much, and hopefully at the end of it, I'm going to have this really great movie that I will be sitting here talking about maybe in
Absolutely. Please, come back. We'll talk about it. You also have another season of Archer coming, right?
Yes, that premieres soon. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. We're, again, departing. It's been such a fun season. It's the same crazy characters, but we're taking on a new challenge.
I feel like Archer is becoming, in some ways, FX's The Simpsons. It's just kind of like, people love it. It's got a built-in audience at this point that's kind of always going to return.
Yeah.
And so the show, because it's a cartoon and because it's so ridiculous, it can kind of just keep living on and on.
I mean, from your lips, I really hope that's the case. It would be so super great to be doing Archer for, how many seasons have this?
I think done 5 or 6 now, right?
No,
more,
The
7?
Simpsons.
Oh, The
Mine's
Simpsons.
on the 7th.
The Simpsons, I think, like 25?
Like 70 season.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, it's crazy. Like, that would be so cool. It's such a great job. It's so fun. And the guys who make it are so cool, and it's just, like, been, like, such a gift. I love it.
Do you, you don't get to do voices with any of the other cast when you're doing Archer, do you?
No, that's the only bummer. Although the nice part about it is, A, they're all annoying. Just kidding. No, is that it really only takes me. I hate them all, so that's a good part. No, we have so much fun whenever we're together doing press. Like if you had us all on here. It'd be
Please.
insane. Oh my gosh,
Can
we
we
should
do
do
it?
it, but we'll need an hour because it takes a really long time to get an answer out of us when we're all together.
If you'll do it, we'll give you a full day. Just
Oh
come
my
stand
gosh,
on
a
the
whole
set.
day.
There's like a day of Archer on this
We'll
set.
be drunk by the end of it.
That sounds incredible.
We'll need a lot of Jack Daniels to get through that. It's a really fun job, and I love it. And I record for like 15 minutes. Sometimes I'm there for a whole hour per episode, but it's like a really dreamy gig.
Well, with Archer, with directing this movie, last year you were in Jurassic World, you were in Ant-Man.
I was.
You had
What else you got?
highest grossing movie, second highest grossing movie of the year. I mean, only Star Wars beat it. So
I know. Yeah. Did Star Wars beat? Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah. What's Star Wars? In any event.
How do you find yourself too busy for a lot of stuff? How do you keep it all together?
No, I don't know. I have someone, my manager, he deals with my schedule. I think he would clone me if he could. That would be his dream.
Why is that?
Because he would have me working like around the clock all the time. He's always like, you can fit it in. He got a job offer for me, and I have like one vacation a year I can take with my husband. And he was like, it is during your vacation. I'm like, David, no. I have to go on vacation with my husband. Like, I have to.
Did you end up taking the job?
Yes. I am a workaholic, but I also have to be a marriageaholic too. No.
Your husband's a producer as well, so that's a workaholic job.
It is, but his schedule, like he always knows his schedule. He produces Real Time with Bill Maher, which is awesome. I know, it's a great show, but like he makes the schedule.
Right.
He's the producer, so he's always like, well, I made it so I can have my vacation on this day. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing next week. Like, right. I can't. But
like, I can't do that because if something really great comes in, or
I will leave you on an island. I'm not above it.
How often do you find, because as an actor you attach yourself to something sometimes before financing even rolls in?
Yeah.
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you had vacation planned, you had something planned, and they were like, we just got the financing, you got to do this?
Not that particular situation, although I do have a funny story, and I'm not going to tell you which movie it was because it'll probably come out, but I got asked to be...
Is the movie already out? The movie's not out yet.
Well, I will just say that I was asked to attach myself to a movie, and I read the script, and I was really excited about it. I was excited about the cast, the director, the writer. It was like such a cool project, and I said, yes, of course, and I knew the people making it, and I was really excited. So I was like, oh, this is great. When they get their financing, we're going to have so much fun making this movie. And then I'm like flipping through Instagram, like Sundance, and I'm like, wait, that's the movie. I'm attached to that movie. It's at Sundance, like right now. Like, guys, and I emailed the girl who asked me to be in it, and I'm like, what's up with that, man? I'm like watching these pictures from Sundance, and I thought, she's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like,
her email back just said, yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm like, well, she was supposed to do it too, and she was not in it either. So we were like, oh, I know.
Did you find out who they chose instead of you?
Yes, I did. It's fine. I get it. But
no, come on. There's no replacement.
Well,
for Judy
I
Greer.
don't need to be in the movie, but like an email would have been nice. Like, hey, thank you so much. I'm gonna go with this person because of this reason. Hopefully on the next one. It's not a big deal. It happens all the time. But I was sort of like, oh, bummer. I was bummed, and I was more like sad than anything because I really loved the script and I wanted to work on the movie. So that was a bummer. That happened. It's not an answer to the question you asked, but I just felt the need to
It's close.
share because now I feel like I'm in therapy. It hurt my feelings. I felt hurt by it, the experience.
So wait, it had to have been like a year later, or did they make the movie super fast after attaching it?
This stuff happens. Like you say yes to something, and then like years can go by, and you get a phone call or an email, and you're like, they're ready to shoot, and you're like, oh, what's this for again? Like, right, and then yeah, but the answer to your question, sometimes like I will like book a trip or have something planned, and then a job does come up out of nowhere, like they start shooting in a week or whatever, and then I will always cancel.
I think we have some time for audience questions. Anyone have any questions?
Hi, Judy. Thank you for coming in today. So my question is, when you're not balancing multiple projects, is there a particular hobby or activity you like to do on your downtime?
Well, I got a new dog. You can see her on my Instagram. Her name is Mary Richards. Oh, Mary Richards. Why don't they want me saying Mary Richards? I like to play with her a lot. It sounds so boring. Also, I knit, which is super nerdy. And I drive a lot. That's not really a hobby, but I'm trying to turn it into one since I do it so often.
These are really good.
Oh, you're eating them.
Truffles are spot on.
Yeah. Made with LACTAID.
I'm fine, but
I know, right?
I'd
yeah,
go
it's
for
great.
it.
Totally.
Next question.
Yes. I like it.
I wore it just for you because I love you.
Thank
You're
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
My question is if you could speak on War of the Planet of the Apes and any possibility if you will be returning to the Ant-Man franchise and Jurassic World.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say if I've worked on War of the Planet of the Apes or not. So maybe I did already a little bit. I don't remember if they told me I was allowed to say if I was in it or not. Okay, so...
I was emailed to ask you about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But maybe that email...
I might be making a huge, huge mistake right now. But, so,
I don't even know what movie we're talking
and then, yeah, whatever. Planet of the what? It's only like the greatest franchise ever, except for Ant-Man and Jurassic World. Look, I have a soft spot for the apes. What can I say? I have been hearing rumors about Ant-Man. I don't know if I'm attached to it yet. I don't know. I'm really hoping I go back to both. I had so much fun making all three movies, but like Ant-Man and Jurassic World were so huge and they were so fun. And I kind of went into these movies thinking because the budgets are so huge, it's just like huge productions. You can imagine just like people and crew and so many lights everywhere and thinking like it's going to be crazy. And both movies I felt when I went were like, they felt like I was making an indie movie, like with friends. Like even though the budgets are huge and the movies are huge and obviously there's so many fans, it just feel like a little family when we were making them.
Well, both of them, for very big budgeted movies, were somewhat self-referential and had a sense of humor that's more, I would think, more in line to a lot of the work that you've done before.
Yeah, and I've worked with actors before, and also like Colin Trevorrow like directed indie movies before he did Jurassic World, and Peyton Reed I've known forever, and he has done like a lot of different budget styles of movies, so it was really fun. I hope they bring me back. If you guys feel like you'd like to see me in those, go crazy on Twitter, whatever it takes.
Would you ever direct a movie as big as Jurassic World? If I know
Yes.
you would.
Yeah, that seems way easier because you have so many people telling you what to do.
telling you what to do.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, when you're it seems like from my point of view, and I'm sure that people would beg to differ, like when we have a giant franchise behind you, there's some things that are just a given.
Right.
You know?
Do you have instances where you're sort of on camera and you do a take and then someone whispers into the director's ear and then he's like, move over to the left, Judy.
Oh, well, yeah, but usually it's because of lighting, or like I've like done like turkey neck or something, or they're like cut, and then they'll like put my hair like this. I remember that happened on Married once, where I was like laying in bed, and they were like, "Hold on a second," and the director ran in and put my hair over my neck, and I was like, "Oh God." There's something happening with my neck that is so bad that someone had to go in and cover it with my hair.
Now, Married, unfortunately, was...
R.I.P.
I know.
I know.
Do you know what happened?
I think it was when I came on this show that they decided to cancel it. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what happened. What happens?
Let them talk to that asshole.
Really?
The show's done.
We liked them, but now I don't know what happens. Who knows the inner workings of a network? I mean, I'm a huge fan of FX, and obviously I still do Archer on it, so I don't know. I'm sure they have their reasons. That's their job.
Next question.
Hi, thank you for being here.
Nice
Big
hat.
Yeah.
Dodger blue, LACTAID blue,
I know,
kind of same
I knew
thing.
you were coming, so I wore the blue.
Thanks.
Do you ever have people come up to you on the street and, as per the title of your book, and as Second Banana, ask you what you're from, and do you proceed to tell them like a whole laundry list, or do you have like one go-to thing? And also, with your vast like work experience, do you think that will, as an actor, lend to your directorial debut, help you out?
First answer is yes. Every day someone comes up to me and they're like, "What do I know you from?" And I used to say like, "I wrote a book called that, and you should buy it." Hardcover. But
Not Kindle edition.
no. I mean, if you have to, I get it. Just don't get it from the library, please. No, I'm kidding. But
It's a library.
I know. There are some. You can use the internet for free at the library, by the way. Also at Le Pan Quotidien. Anyway, and McDonald's. Sometimes I sit in the parking lot of McDonald's if I'm traveling, because it does work.
The Wi-Fi?
You can do that. They don't serve LACTAID, though, if you're lactose
Guys, Judy
intolerant.
Greer is in there. Hey, there's some woman in the parking lot. Where do I know her from?
I
She's
swear
been
to God.
all day using our Wi-Fi.
So familiar. No, it's not Judy Greer. It's the woman who uses our Wi-Fi. I'm crying because I'm laughing. I do now say something snarky like, "Did you go to the movies this summer?" That's probably what you know me from. Probably from going to the movies this summer. And then as far as acting is concerned and how it will help my directing, I will have to answer that when I'm back. Because I don't know, because sometimes that can be really helpful when you do something and you're giving direction to someone, but also sometimes, you know, like that can be terrible because maybe you just assume things, or I don't know. I can't imagine. It kind of depends on my actors, I think.
As an actor, what's the worst direction a director could give you that you are swearing on yourself that you will not give to an actor in your movie?
Well, weirdly for me, and it's different for everyone, I hate no direction. I just want to be told something. Like, if we're doing take after take, I just kind of want to know why. Like, sometimes they just are like, "Okay, we're going to go again. Okay, we're going to go again. Okay, we're going to go again." And you're like, what? Why? Like, what do I... Because I like to just change it all the time. So, like, I don't like that. I don't mind doing 50 takes of something. I just like to know why, so that I either change it because they don't like it, or I don't change it because they do like it, but it's like a lighting thing or a technical thing. Or it's like, oh, the focus is off or whatever. At least then I know.
What's the most takes you've ever done of something? Do you know?
Oh, my God. I don't know the exact number, but I did a movie early in my career where the director would have us do sometimes like 40 takes. Of something like very minor to me. I don't know. I was like, okay, I am too green in this business to pitch a fit, but... And there was like some scenes where I had to trip and fall, and I'd be like, that wasn't the scene we did the most takes, but we would do a lot of takes, and I am not a stunt person. So I was like, how come? Why are we still doing this? It hurts me so much.
Judy, I can't wait for your directorial debut to come out. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for Archer to premiere this year. In regards to these LACTAID recipes and how people can keep up with this, how can they see a lot of these recipes for Valentine's Day?
Oh, well, they're all on the website, lactaid.com, and the campaign is called No More Dairy Envy. There's a hashtag in front of that.
No more dairy envy, because you can have things that would have normally had dairy, so you won't be envious of.
Thank you. Are they paying
Just
you?
in case.
I really like the brand, and I really like how it tastes. And if you do go on the website, they have like loads of recipes, especially for desserts, because Valentine's Day is coming up. And I will be having the LACTAID chocolate mousse.
I will be eating
Hopefully
these LACTAID
while wearing
truffles.
some fancy shoes. Fingers crossed.
Judy, thank you so much. We love having you. Thank you.